Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. I would like to call today's meeting for September 10th, 2019 of the State of Nevada Board of Examiners to order. Could I ask the clerk to take roll, please?
Good morning. Governor Sisolak,
Here. We have a quorum. The second item, number 2, is public comment. This is the first time set aside for public comment. And in C, motion.
Move to approve.
We have a motion on the floor for approval. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Item number 4, state vehicle purchases. Ron.
Good morning, Governor and members of the board. On item 4 this morning, there are 6 requests for 29 vehicles in this agenda item. The first request is from the Department of Agriculture to purchase 5 replacement vehicles for a total of $212,767. The vehicles being replaced have met the age and mileage requirements in the State Administrative Manual and were included in the agency's legislatively approved budget. The second request is for the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, Division of State Parks, for 3 replacement and 1 new vehicle for a total of $148,483. The vehicles being replaced have met the age and mileage requirements in SAM. Funding was included in the agency's legislatively approved budget. The third request is for the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources Environmental Protection Division to purchase 1 replacement vehicle for $32,131. This vehicle has met the age and mileage requirements in SAM. $31,435 was funded in the agency's legislatively approved budget, and the balance for this vehicle will be paid from available grant funds. The fourth request is for the Gaming Control Board for the purchase of 1 vehicle for a total of $23,728.25 using federal forfeiture funds. The fifth request is for the Department of Public Safety, Fire Marshal, to purchase 2 new vehicles for a total of $85,234. $81,366 was included in the agency's legislatively approved budget. The balance for these vehicles will be paid from available grant funds. And the sixth and final request on this item is for the Department of requirements in SAM and were included in the agency's legislatively approved budget. Representatives from the agencies are available to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Do we have any questions regarding any of these state vehicle purchases?
Move for approval.
Any questions, General Ford?
None here.
We have a motion on the floor for approval. Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Item number 5, authorization to contract with the current and/or former state employee.
Item number 5 includes 3 requests to contract with 21 current and/or former employees pursuant to NRS 333.705 subsection 1. The first request is from the Department of Administration Purchasing Division on behalf of the Department of Agriculture to contract with a current employee to perform brand inspections. This work will be performed off hours, and the individual will be employed for these services through Manpower Master Services Agreement number 18404. The second request is from the Department of Corrections to contract with 18 current employees to continue to deliver packages to inmates through December 31st, 2019. The deliveries will occur off hours. And the third request is from the Department of Transportation to allow contracted vendors to use former employees on projects awarded to the vendor. The first request is for a principal engineer project manager to augment the Department of Transportation Crew 907 in District 2. The second request is for an inspector to augment the same crew, and this is for the US 50 widening in Lyon County. Representatives from the departments are available to answer any questions.
Do we have any questions that relates to the authorization to contract with the current and/or former employee?
None.
General Ford?
No.
Okay, do we have a motion?
Move for approval.
We have a motion for approval. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion passes. Item number 6, request for allocation disbursement of funds for salary adjustments.
So, number 6, in sections 4, 5, 6, and 7 of Assembly Bill 517 and sections 2, 3, 4, and 5 of Senate Bill 368 from the 2017 Legislative living adjustments effective on July 1st, 2017 and July 1st, 2018, which were not included in the agency budgets. An agency whose actual salaries exceed their budgeted amount due to the vacancy savings or the COLAs are allowed to request salary adjustment dollars from the Board of Examiners. This item requests access to those funds by the Nevada System of Higher Education, University of Nevada, Las Vegas Law School to cover vacancy savings and the cost of COLAs in the amount of $127,495 in general funds, and the Office of Science, Innovation, and Technology to cover the cost of COLAs in the amount of $5,920 in general funds. These are the final requests for fiscal year 2019, and representatives are available to answer any questions.
I've just got one question. Why are these so slow in coming through, these two? Are they behind? These are the last two we have, right?
These are the last two we have, and I believe they're behind as these were discovered as the agencies were trying to close their budgets and realized that they had missed the mark just a little bit on their final salary categories in these two budgets. So this will allow these two budgets to close.
Okay, we have the representative. They want to explain why they were behind?
No one up north here. Oh, actually, we do. Come on up.
Good morning, Governor, members of the board. For the record, Andrew Klinger, CFO for the Nevada System of Higher Education. For the Nevada System of Higher Education, we have submitted these since May, and this last one is just there was funds left over that were available for the UNLV Law School, and so we applied for those.
The question is, why was this so far behind all the other requests?
Governor, we're given, the system is given a pool of money to draw a fund, and we don't know until the end if there's going to be funds left for some of our institutions. And so after we did our draws in May and June, and I think we did one in July, we applied for some accounts that we had left, and this was one of them.
So, if I understand, after you did all your draws, you found there was some money left, so you just applied for that?
Some money left in the Board of Examiners salary adjustment pool.
Okay. I've got a question for Susan. Is this just standard that everybody just applies for whatever's left?
They have to demonstrate a need for the funds, and that need was demonstrated for this account.
Okay. Okay. Do we have a motion on item number 6?
Move for approval.
We have a motion on the floor. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Item number 7, approval of proposed leases.
There are 8 leases in agenda item 7 for approval by the board this morning. Do any members have any additional questions on these items?
Questions, so we really appreciate it and appreciate them. But
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the leases, Governor.
Do we have any questions, General Ford?
I have none. Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Item number 8, approval of proposed contracts.
There are 41 contracts in agenda item 8 this morning. Contract number 26 with the Adjutant General has been withdrawn. That item will need some corrections and will be returned to the October Board of Examiners meeting. Do any of the members have any additional questions on any other items under this agenda item?
No, and again, they answered all
Mine
of our
too.
questions.
General Ford, any questions?
No questions.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the proposed contracts with the exception of item number 26 being withdrawn?
So moved.
We have a motion on the floor. Any discussion on that motion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Item number
For approval by the board. Do any of the members have any questions on these items?
No, and again, I commend Susan, you and your staff for always going through my briefing and following up with whatever information I asked for, and mine are all been answered.
No
Mine
questions
as
here.
well. Yep, move for
Senator
approval.
Ford, we have a motion on the floor for approval. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item number 10, clerk of the board contracts, information only.
Item number 10, there were 41 contracts under the $50,000 threshold that were approved by the clerk between July 17th, 2019 and August 19th, 2019. This item is informational. Are there any questions on any of these items?
None.
I do not have any. Do we have any?
There are two informational reports under this agenda item. The first report is on overtime and accrued compensatory leave for the fourth quarter of fiscal year 2019. My staff has summarized the report into a two-page summary, so I will not read the details. I will hit a couple of highlights. For fiscal year 2019, overtime pay and compensatory leave account for a total of approximately $46.23 million. The Department of Corrections had the highest amount of overtime and comp time at $3.32 million, or 7.8% of their base pay, followed by the Department of Health and Human Services at $2.4 million, or 3.03% of their base pay. For the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2019, the Department of Corrections incurred $12.3 million in overtime and comp time, or 7.8% of base pay. This is actually a reduction from pay. These two agencies account for about 52% of the overtime and comp time leave for fiscal year 2019. Are there any questions on this report? Vehicles on the voluntary contributions collected by the counties pursuant to NRS 482.480, also known as the Complete Streets Program. This report is for the period compared to $89,642 in the same period last year and $89,186 collected last quarter. Amount collected, approximately 79% was from Clark County, 15.3% from Washoe County, and just under 3% each from Douglas County and Carson City. After deducting 2 cents to the 4 counties in fiscal year 2019, compared to $332,768 in fiscal year 2018. Approximately 14.2% of those registering a vehicle during the fiscal year contributed to the Complete Streets Program.
To the report. That completes item number 11. Item number 12, public comment. This is the second time set aside for public comment. Anyone wishing to address the board on any item, please step forward, identify yourself for the record, and comments will be limited to 3 minutes. I'll start down here. Do we have anybody in Las Vegas for public comment? None. Do we have anybody in Carson City for public comment?
None in Carson City.
Boy, this is an awful quick meeting. That concludes item number 12. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Get very detailed briefings from you guys, and it helps us get through these rather quickly, so our questions are answered. So thank you. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.